Hello and welcome to Introduction to Philosophy, Summer 2024 edition, post-tornado. So I hope everyone got through the tornado safely, and that if you're in Tallahassee or anywhere, that you're power back. Again, 3 days without power, so got a bit behind in getting the course fully running and the things that I plan to do, but hopefully back on schedule. So this is a quick look at the Canvas shell for the class. I have a whole separate video on that, which is the video guide to the Canvas course. So probably everyone is familiar with Canvas by this point, but here are the official Canvas guides, how to get started with Canvas, video guide to the course, and quiz content guide, and the syllabus video and various other stuff. So in terms of doing stuff in the class, so the way I've set it up is I have it class by class. Since it's a online class, it's what they call asynchronous in the online biz, which is we don't have like set days we meet and set times for lectures. Essentially, you complete the course at your own pace. Hopefully, the pace completes it before the end of the semester. So probably a good way to do the class is get on Canvas, of course, because all the stuff's there. You scroll on down and head to for today or later, head to the first class. And then you'll have, the way I'm set it up is you'll have these 3 tabs here. There'll be the recorded videos for the class content. And so the stuff for today's course would be the syllabus, and then what is philosophy, and then which is short version is love of wisdom. Philo, love, Sophie, wisdom, and then more videos on some of the content of philosophy in terms of what it's about, looking at things like aesthetics, epistemology, ethics, logic, metaphysics, social philosophy, and then the other category. Now, for the files, good news is in terms of the book, there's, aside from paying tuition, etc., nothing to buy. The book is this download. It's a free PDF. One of the things about philosophy is been around a long time, so many philosophers are dead now and been dead a long time, so their work is in the public domain, which means free. And so one of the downsides is that the book, the PDF file, doesn't have pretty much not a lot of new stuff in it, because people who are alive or still under copyright, people expect to get paid for stuff for the most part. And so it includes works by mostly dead philosophers, been dead a really long time. Again, because that way the book can be free, as opposed to paying $100+ for a textbook. There's a full set of notes for the class, all the notes from day one to the end, outline everything. They're a great resource for the test because nothing on the test and quizzes that's not in the readings, but also that's not in the notes. There's also the paper guide. There's paper for the course. The course is Gordon Rule. That's still a thing, although people often don't talk about it. So that's the guide to that. There's also a whole separate video on the paper, and there's the out-of-date course syllabus. Sorry if I failed to update that. But there is the updated course syllabus in the course files. For the coursework, in terms of doing the work, are available until dates are the most important. That's when the work is, vanishes from Canvas. Not your scores if you've done it, but the actual access to it ends at that point. There's also the due dates, which is what shows up on the calendar. And so, excuse me. And so before, if you missed an assignment before, I don't want to say panicking, before being concerned, go into the assignments and, take a look at it. And you'll see as you wait that it'll show the available until date and the due date. So the due date is when you should do it, and the available until date is when you have to do it, because after that, it's no longer available. So if you miss like a due date, go back and check, and you'll find pretty much most things, if not everything, will be available. So getting back to the content for today's class. So there's the videos. The way the class is set up is basically you watch or ignore videos. You can look at the views on YouTube to see how often they're watched. And again, there's the readings and files, and then the coursework. Now, the coursework for class 1, that doesn't mean in the other classes, it doesn't mean it must be done like right now, because there's the due date and also the available until date. This is just the stuff that's relevant to that particular class. So the Argument Basics assessment instrument, I talk a bit about assessment stuff. So every year I actually complete a assessment plan and a report. It's called the STAR system. You don't really worry about that except to the fact that I have to collect data to put into the report. And so ideally, the sort of the new paradigm in assessment, well, not really new, it's been part of it for a while, is pre-stuff, post-stuff, to see what students they know or their skills coming into a course, which are generally expected to be what you expect. If someone's not taking a course on something, their knowledge and skills would generally be low in that class, unless they had some background experience. So unless you've already taken a philosophy class in the past, this will be new to you, or unless you have other experience with philosophy, or especially arguments. So the pretest tests what you know about arguments right now before taking the class. The concepts and methods assesses what you know about the content of the course before taking the class. You may be thinking, hey, that's totally unfair. How can I be tested on things that I've not done yet? Well, that's the point of a pretest, is that the goal here is not to give you a bad score, but the scores will probably be bad because, again, most people haven't done this stuff yet. But the idea is to establish what people have in terms of knowledge and skills coming into the course. And then as part of the assessment, I compare it to the post-test to see how people have improved, hopefully. There's also the pre-survey. So these are actually graded and become part of your grade, but don't worry too much, because the intent is that you take these first to get the pre-data, and then you take at the end of the class the post-test where you've already completed the course effectively, and then that way you'll know stuff, hopefully, about philosophy, and the intent is the grade will be a lot better. And it's set up so that the intent is that the pretest get dropped. They still do count, of course, so you should do them, but the intent is that they'll be replaced by the better grades. Now for the surveys, there's a STARS pre-survey, and there are other surveys, and this is all, again, assessment stuff. Got to have that, sweet data. So the pre-survey is a pre-survey to get some information before you've taken the class. This is a completion assignment. You do it, and you get, complete the assignment, you get, 100%. So it's basically, not exactly like easy points, but points, that are not too difficult. Syllabus quiz is about the syllabus. Basically, if you look at the syllabus, you should be fine with the syllabus quiz. And quiz number 1, which is about the stuff that's covered in class 1. And again, you don't have to do these today because it's already kind of late. They're due, and I pushed the deadline, or the due dates back for these because, again, we had 3 tornadoes tear through Tallahassee, without power, for 3 days. FAMU got hit pretty hard by the tornadoes, so we're building the campus. And so AdDrop has been extended until, I believe, May 20th. And so I've extended the due dates for these because anticipating that people will be adding the class late. Some people probably don't have power. Other people are dealing with other things. So due dates have been pushed back. And you don't have to do the coursework on that particular day. Check the due dates and available until dates. So that's the stuff for today. Last thing I'll mention before closing the video is that for office hours stuff, obviously on Zoom, and I put in on the class calendar the way to essentially the office hours scheduled. So you click on the calendar and should be appointments there. Perhaps it's not showing for me, but there should, here it is, find appointment. Philosophy. There we go. Okay, so that's item. And this is in student mode. So I have office hours, not today, if I'll get my power back, etc. But here's the office hours set for this week, 11 to 12. And these are essentially set so that you know, like, definitely those are available, and I'll be sure to be available during those times. And you can just, click on it, reserve, and then I'll get a email. I'll create a Zoom meeting, send it to you, and then we'll experience the Zoom office hours. Now, what if you, say, work during that time or would prefer to take a lunch during that time, etc.? Well, in that case, message me, hopefully, with enough advanced notice, and ask, like, hey, can you schedule a Zoom at this particular day and time? And, generally, I'm happy to do that. Well, I'm always happy to do it. But the particular time, of course, should be a reasonable time. So generally before 5 p.m. would be good, and during the week. But I'm pretty flexible about that to work around people's schedules. And again, just message me, say, hey, could you have a Zoom at this time? And unless it's conflicts with something that, like a meeting or something that I have to go to, or some other thing, then something that would conflict with it involving the university, then happy to do so. So welcome again to Introduction to Philosophy, and again, apologize about not being a few days behind, but tornadoes and loss of power. So hope everyone is ready for a good semester, that things are going well. So stay safe, and I'll see you in the future.